I have a question. Before I say the reason I called you. What made you you were saying something about narcissistic tendencies or something like that.
I said what?
I said you were saying something about like people who have narcissistic tendencies or something like that.
Yeah.
What was you saying?
People who are narcissists think they're always right. Nobody's wrong but them. They always try to persuade people to be with them. It's just a lot dealing with the narcissist.
You say push people away?
No. They try to keep people on their side, make them be with them.
Right. So when you said something about that, I asked you if you thought I was a narcissistic. If you thought I was that, right? You remember when I asked you that?
I remember you asking me that, yes.
And you said you don't think I am that. You remember?
I said I didn't think you were.
Why you don't think I'm that?
I didn't think you were pertaining to a relationship because I didn't think you would try to make somebody be with you or deceive them into being with you. Narcissists are very deceptive.
Mm-hmm.
Liars.
So I understand what narcissists are. I'm trying to understand how you gave such a definitive answer or opinion about me when I asked you if you thought I was.
Because you was asking me concerning a relationship.
No, I was asking you concerning me, not concerning no relationship. I was asking you for me, not during no relationship. I might have asked the question in the context of us talking about that situation, that relationship, but I was asking you for your opinion of me.
At that time, I thought you were referring to, because you said the young lady said you were a narcissist.
No, she didn't ever say that. Somebody else used that term. And the last person I heard use that term was the headache. So when you said it, just threw it out there, I'm like, okay. Now I'm going to ask somebody who knows me better than, longer than I've known myself. If she thinks that I am that. You know what I'm saying? Not in the context of a relationship, but
some narcissist tendencies because you always right.
No, I'm not.
You always feel like you right.
No, I don't.
I know you're not always right.
No, I don't.
You always feel like you right.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Mama, the thing about it is, a wise man knows that he don't know everything. And I consider myself very wise. So the first thing for me to know is that I don't know everything in order for me to consider myself wise. So I don't feel like I'm always right. And the other quality that you mentioned, like, they always want somebody on their side. They always want somebody to be on their end, even if they wrong. That's not me. So when I was asking you that, like I said, it probably came off in the context of, you thought I was talking about a relationship, but I was just talking about it in general. And this is my thing. Like, most people have this perception of me that I feel like I'm always right. But a wise man knows he don't know everything. And if I know I don't know everything, then sometimes I'm looking for answers that mean I know I'm not always right.
Well, that's another reason I said I didn't think you were a narcissist, because you do ask for advice. But to be perfectly honest with you, there are people who show tendencies, but they're not a narcissist.
Like
this
me.
is a matter of them accepting the truth.
Like me. Like me. I show those tendencies. But the only time I show those tendencies is when I'm sure that I'm right about something. If I'm not sure that I'm right, then I'm going to have questions. So now, the main reason why I want to call you and talk to you is, Mom, people don't remember, people remember the bad more than they remember the good, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, I know without a shadow of a doubt that I have a gift to foresee. And up until this last situation with old girl, I still had doubts. But I definitely remember foreseeing her coming into my life before I met her. And the image, what I remember distinctively was she's going to display all the physical qualities that I like and I admire about a woman, but she's going to have one thing that just despises me the most. And that's that being lying and deceitfulness. And what I remember distinctively in that dream was the name. Like, ain't nobody tell me the name. It was just a feeling that I had about her that she would be labeled the angel of death. And what I had to do was, even though this person was such a bad person in my life, and like you said, a liar, manipulating, deceitful, doing all those things that you just described, a narcissistic dude. And I still had to do, in the end, I had to do what was right by her and then let her go. So even though she's going around doing all these evil and bad things to me that I despise, in the end, I still had to treat her well. You see what I'm saying? And I remembered it in a dream. Now, the whole time, when I first met her, I told her, and I was telling her this situation over and over and over again. Like, I saw you before you even came to my life. I knew what the purpose, I know what's the purpose of you being in my life. And throughout this journey of having this seasonal, this temporary person in my life, because like you say, some people come around for a reason, some for a season, but it's always a lesson and a blessing. So during the course of this situation with this female, I realized that, yes, I was right. That I did foresee this young lady coming. And if I was right about foreseeing her, then I got to be right about this gift that I have. My whole question is, what am I to do with it? I know the answer ain't going to come until I'm fully prepared to receive the answer. And I know what it takes for me to receive the answer, because the last time I was in jail, I did exactly what spiritual people do to invoke those spirits. You know what that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
What now?
I said, what is something that spiritual people do to invoke the spirit to receive whatever message they trying to get from God? What is something that people who are really in tune spiritually do?
People who are truly in tune spiritually, they pray.
And fast. They fast and pray. And when I was in jail for 45 days, that's all I did was fast and pray. Well, at one point, I got to a point where I wasn't doing nothing but fasting and praying. I wasn't eating nothing but bread and water and praying consistently. And in the course of that time, when I was 45 days, keep in mind, how long was Jesus out in the wilderness?
40 days.
Exactly. See, my point is, all of these, you remember when I told you I lived the story of Job?
Yeah.
That's what I feel. That's the feeling, that's the spirit I have. And it done always stayed with me. And at this point right now, I called Pastor Beard and I'd had a conversation with him. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because because I feel like all
When
my
did you call Pastor Berry?
huh.
When did you call Pastor Berry?
I called him yesterday. After I couldn't get in touch with you. I talked to him, yeah, but that's not the first time I talked to Pastor Berry about me and my gifts.
I just asked because he had called me the day before. But he didn't say anything, so that's the reason I asked for that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But I called him yesterday when I tried to call you. And when I sent you that message, I need to talk to you about something other than that mess. That was the reason why I wanted to call you, because I knew what was going on the whole time this young lady was with me. My whole thing is I know what I need to do. I know what I have to do. But
let me ask you this. What did Pastor Berry suggest?
he told me the same thing he told me the first time. Just accept it. Once you accept it, then it'll feel like a burden being lifted. He was just giving me his advice. And this, like I think you told me this before. He told me this the first time I talked to him about it. So my thing is, the acceptance was the easy part. My stubbornness had to check and make sure. See, that, like I say, if I'm not right, if I'm not for sure I'm right, then I have questions to see if I'm right. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like all this time, my stubbornness is what's been keeping me in denial from it. But, Mama, I don't know how I knew. After the age of 37, then I would grow into my spiritual being. And here I am, 38. This is my first year of rebirth. And all this 2020 pandemic, all this mess that's going on, it was something in my spirit telling me that at the year 2020, something was going to happen. My whole thing is I know what to do. But I feel like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I really, really feel as if the devil got me exactly where he think he wanted me. Look where I am. I'm secluded from any and everybody who I love have a reason to hate me or despise or have an ill feeling towards me. So in these moments when I'm looking for just somebody to guide or to listen, to hear in these times like this, not about the mess, not about the BS, but in these spiritual moments, I don't have no guidance except for God. And I feel like this has been the purpose of my attacks. I've been getting attacked. I've been getting attacked, and God allowed me to go through these things to get me to a point to accept my calling. I've been accepted it. It's just now at this point I know what to do. I don't want to get into a position like I was the last time for 45 days to do what I need to do. And this is my challenge. This has been my challenge ever since I realized what I need to do. And I told you, I said, Mom, I know exactly what I need to do. My whole thing is in moments like these, when I turn to somebody for help, I have nobody, no one at all. And I just so happened to have Pastor Berry number in my phone, because the last time when I was down there going through that mess with Keisha, I'm out the Vino house. I just so happened to walk by that church, seen his truck. Of course, I knew it was his truck. Walked up. I had my shades on, so I had to take my shades off and my hat off so for him to know who I was. You see what I'm saying? But I sat down and I talked to him and I told him, I've been trying to get somebody who is more in tune spiritually to be that guide for me, but I can't put myself in this position, Mama. The position I feel like I need to be in is kind of hard for me to put myself in this position. And I don't know what to do. That's what I've been telling you for the longest. I accepted it a long time ago.
Let me say this. I couldn't charge my phone and my iPad last night because I only had one of my cords sorted out. But let me say this. And I say that to say I got to charge my phone before I do the live on this computer bit on. Let me say this. You keep saying, I don't know what to do. I need, I accepted it a long time ago.
Well,
but I'm going to, hold on.
Because I might need to be a little specific with you. I don't know what to do with the gift, the calling. And I know what to do for me to receive that message, for me to know what to do. I kind of feel like in my intuition is telling me, man, you already know what to do. You just got to do it. Like real talk. Like the feeling that I have when I'm thinking about it, like you know what to do. You've been knowing what to do all along. So that's why I was like, maybe I need to clarify it. Like, I don't know how to proceed from this moment forward. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But this is what I'm about to say. When God began me on a spiritual journey, I always had the gift of discernment, had the gift to speak into people's lives, always. I remember one of my girlfriends, who's a registered nurse right now at UNC, she said to me, I was never surprised when you started preaching because you always was that kind of person that would pray for other people, that would always say, come go to church. You was that kind of person. I said that to say this. I had to go back and fix some stuff. And when I say fix it, I knew there were things I could not walk around with in my heart towards people. So you read my book. The first person that I did not know what I was doing. I just didn't know. I just knew I could no longer live with a burden. So I had to forgive the person who molested and raped me as a little child. That's number one. Number two, I just started fixing things with people. My life is not a perfect life, and I tell folks that all the time. I mess up, I say stuff, I do stuff, because that's the human side of me. And that's the human side, to be perfectly honest, of every person. People put a stigma on preachers, they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't say that, but they forget the fact that that person was human, is human, and got flaws just like they do. So it's the people that put that stigma on. That's the reason I don't let people put that on me. I tell folk all the time, I'm one of the most transparent preachers you'll ever find. Because if you mess with me, if you cross me, there's some spirit that I have inside of me that I don't like to live. But I can't tell you that they're not there. Because if you mess with me, you will get cut.
So you see me do these things that you've been trying to hold in, that you've been holding in. You've seen it.
No, hold on. Let me say this. I ain't trying to hold it in. I'm saying to you, when I get in my word and I know the Bible, what the Bible says for me to do, how to treat people, how to love people, that's the image I work so hard to display as a Christian. But will the enemy come and attack you and make you feel like you're not that person? What do? You fight the enemy back. You fight him back with prayer. You fight him back with fasting. But do it work all the time? Do you get in your flesh? We all get in our flesh. Brother Bill get in his flesh. I don't know one preacher who don't get in their flesh at some point. But it's not a matter of fighting that. It's how you handle things. I preached a sermon one time, how to handle what's handling you. I preached that sermon. You have to learn to let go. See, in that message I talked about how even people will try to make you feel so small. that's when you have to let that go.
So my thing to you is this right here. I feel like this has been my attack all my life. What you just said. To put me in a feeling of feeling small.
But do you know how many times people try to make me feel small?
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is, I don't allow it to happen. Mama, see, the thing about it, I don't allow people to make me feel this way. My whole thing about it is, right now, at this point in my life, moving forward is what I'm trying to figure out the best way to do, especially because, Mama, like real talk, I get in the spirit sometimes and don't even realize I'm in the spirit until I start opening up my mouth and can't stop talking about God. And I'm knowing this is not a good thing spiritually, because I could be speaking things into the spirit world that ain't true. So that's why I was like, at this point, not everything you saying is truthful. But what I'm looking for is how to proceed with my gift from here, from this moment forward.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. You need a man.
I know this.
Because, let me tell you why. Because you have so much animosity in the things you feel toward me.
I don't have animosity. See, the thing about it is, Mama, I told you, I said, Mama, what you tend to do is you assume before you ask questions.
No, I don't.
You just told me I have animosity with my mama. Understand the logic of that. It doesn't make sense for me to have animosity. That means this is some real bad feeling that I have towards my mother. That is not true, Mama.
Hold on. If you tell me something, either one or two things, I'm going to ignore it or believe it.
I know.
And when you say to me, I hate you, die, things like that, I believe it.
Well, that's that flesh that you just spoke of, that I'm human, I'm guilty of, just like everybody else.
Right.
And I'm transparent.
Here's what I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
There are some things even within your flesh that you don't say to certain people. Because let me tell you why. Karma is real.
I know.
What I teach my people, you got to be careful. And I just preached a month-long series before I took my vacation. Watch your mouth.